A helicopter pilot has narrowly avoided disaster in the US after plunging towards the ground and bouncing before sliding side down a hill and eventually stopping safely. He'd been trying to avoid a cable at a ski resort. Sydney's worst crash hotspots have been named, and this year the Hume Highway at Liverpool reclaims first place from last year's worst, Pennant Hills Road. The rest include the M4, Pacific Highway, Stacey Street, Bankstown, Victoria Road and Epping Road. AMI says the Hume's problem is its multiple lanes, stop-start driving and heavy congestion. International engineering experts have named the Sydney Metro Bridge at Rouse Hill Global Project of the Year, beating 23 other projects in 14 countries. The Windsor Road Bridge and Skytrain Viaduct were described by the judges as elegant and innovative. Passengers should be able to take their first trip before the middle of next year. It's not quite death by chocolate, but the financial fortunes of the Max Brenner chain aren't looking good. The high-end chocolatier has gone into voluntary administration, putting as many as 600 jobs at risk.
Sweet, rich, decadent.
It's just delicious, yeah.
I like the hot chocolates because they're like really nice and chocolatey.
But now more Australian customers are saying no to temptation.
2 in 3 are actively engaged with their diet. They're in researching around some of their nutritional decisions.
The chocolate and cafe chain has gone into voluntary administration. Financial details haven't been released, but it looks like they've slipped into the same mess as others. Rising costs, sluggish trade and changing tastes.
That reduced sugar trend that we're really seeing playing out within the media.
Max Brenner began in Israel in 1996, launched here 3 years later. And like its customers' waistlines, it expanded. Now 37 stores nationwide. It's business as usual for now, while administrators search for a buyer for Max Brenner. But it'll be an anxious wait for the company's 600 local staff. The news comes after a brutal few years for Australian retailers. Other high-profile failures include Toys R Us, Topshop and David Lawrence. Food outlets have also struggled, like Gloria Jeans and Donut King, which posted big losses last year.
So brands really, to remain relevant, they need to update.
This time, it could be the bald guy facing death by chocolate. Gemma Acton, 7 News.
New South Wales is once again on top of the tourism charts, with our state recording the highest growth in local tourism numbers. 32.9 million domestic travellers came here over the last financial year, with Sydney welcoming more than 10 million visitors. That brought in $19.8 billion, a 15% increase in spending. It's tough when hunger strikes while you're at work, especially if you're a food delivery driver. An Uber Eats customer was shocked to see a man arrive with an order, then sneak a chip while waiting at the front door. The delivery man's move was caught on security camera in Melbourne earlier this week, but the homeowner didn't realise they were a chip short till he had left. The share market closed up nearly 20 points today, boosted by high commodity prices. Struggling retailer Myer had a better day thanks to speculation Solomon Lew's Premier Investments is planning a takeover. And one Aussie dollar is buying 71.79 US cents. The price of petrol in Sydney dropped today, down to an average of $1.54.7 a litre. You can get unleaded for $1.45.7 in Bankstown. Australia is on track to become the first country to eliminate cervical cancer. Cancer Council New South Wales research shows if vaccination and screening levels continue at current rates, the disease will be virtually eradicated by 2035.
This is incredible news, I think, for Australian researchers, but more importantly for Australian women.
The success is based on HPV screening and vaccination.